McHale's. Love, lies, and luxury sedans. Prologue. The sound of thin walls. The morning sun over Aura Springs didn't just rise. It announced itself with the aggressive shimmer of glass-fronted mansions and the synchronized humming of high-end lawnmowers. But inside the residence of Xavier and Zara Valentine, the atmosphere was thick enough to be sliced with a palette knife. Leo, their 13-year-old son, sat at the kitchen island, methodically drowning his cereal in almond milk. He had the 1,000-yard stare of a soldier who had seen, or rather, heard too much. "See, I didn't want to hear it," Leo muttered to the empty air. "But I kinda wanted to hear it, but mostly, I really shouldn't have been listening." Nana Flo, the family's iron-willed housekeeper, slammed a plate of bacon onto the counter. "You shouldn't have been doing a lot of things, Leo. Like eavesdropping on grown folks' business." "I was trying not to," Leo protested, his voice cracking with the burden of puberty and gossip. "But I know if I hear it, they're gonna come down those stairs smiling and happy, singing those old Larry White songs." Nana Flo paused, a spatula midair. "Who in the name of all that is holy is Larry White?" "You know," Leo said, deepening his voice to a comical baritone. "The old dude with the real deep voice. I love you, baby. I love you, baby, baby." Nana Flo rolled her eyes so hard they nearly clicked. "It's Barry White, you uncultured child. And if your father is singing Barry White at 7 a.m., you're going to need a therapist or another sibling, neither of which I am prepared to deal with." Just then, Xavier Valentine entered. He was a man of athletic build and the lead anchor for Vibe Media. But today, his shoulders were slumped, and his face was a mask of tragic exhaustion. He wasn't singing. He wasn't even humming. "Uh-oh," Leo whispered to his cereal. "He ain't smiling. You know what that means." "Morning, Dad," Leo said tentatively. "How was your night?" Xavier stared at a toaster as if it had personally insulted him. "Good. You ready for your big test?" "Yeah, sure. Where's Mom?" "She's coming down." "Slept late." Leo's eyebrows shot up. "Slept late? That's a good sign. It means you two could have had a—" "It means," Xavier interrupted, his voice like gravel, "that we are at a stalemate. A cold war. The walls in this house are too thin for the truth, Leo." "Tell me about it," Leo muttered. "When that Terry Pendergrass music starts playing, I know exactly what's happening." "It's Teddy!" Xavier and Nana Flo shouted in unison. Chapter 1. The Smoke of Trust. The conflict had begun 48 hours prior. Zara Valentine, owner of the Velvet Throne, the most prestigious hair salon in the tri-state area, had received an anonymous tip. The tip alleged that Xavier had been seen in a compromising position with a woman named Serafina Moon. Zara didn't wait for evidence. Zara was a woman of action, and her favorite action involved fire. By the time Xavier had come home that evening, his vintage Ferrari was a charred skeleton in the driveway, and his designer suits were a pile of ash in the backyard. Now, standing in the kitchen, Zara appeared. She was radiant, dressed in a silk robe that cost more than a mid-sized sedan, looking like a queen who had just pardoned a peasant. "Good morning, Xavier," she said, her voice dripping with artificial honey. Xavier looked at her. "Good morning, Zara. I see, the smoke from the driveway has finally cleared." "Babe," Zara said, leaning against the counter, "I've been doing a lot of thinking all night long." "That explains the smoke," Xavier countered. "I've decided to trust you," Zara announced, ignoring his jab. Xavier froze. For a month, he had lived in the shadow of her accusations. "You're serious?" "Zara, do you know how long I've been waiting to hear you say that?" "Thank you." He moved to hug her, his heart soaring. "If I didn't have to go to the studio, I'd go up those stairs and soundproof the room right now. We'd make Leo a little sister." 3 times, Zara whispered, winking. "I'll see you tonight, baby," Xavier beamed, grabbing his briefcase. As the door clicked shut, Zara's face shifted from loving wife to special agent. She turned to Nana Flo and Leo. "I need Serafina Moon's address," Zara said, her eyes narrowing. "Trust, but verify." Chapter 2. The Velvet Throne and the Handsome Ghost. At the velvet throne, the air smelled of lavender, peppermint, and high-octane gossip. The salon was undergoing a massive expansion, funded by Xavier's Apology Fund. Gigi, Zara's best friend, and a woman who viewed the world as one giant reality show, was currently hovering over a set of blueprints with Sebastian, the architect. "I'm telling you, Sebastian," Gigi said, flipping her hair. "The lighting in the VIP suite needs to make women look like they've been kissed by a filter. I want golden hour, 24 hours a day." "I can do that," Sebastian replied, his voice a smooth tenor. "But the budget is already pushing the ceiling." Zara walked in, her heels clicking like a countdown. "I don't care about the ceiling. I care about the walls. Are they soundproof? Because I'm trying to be a better person, but I'm also planning on a lot of Barry White." "About that," Gigi said, pulling Zara aside. "The contractor is here. The one Sebastian recommended. Well, you should see for yourself." Out from behind the drywall partition stepped Dante. He was 6'4", with arms that looked like they were carved out of mahogany, and a smile that had probably caused several car accidents. Zara stopped dead. Her brain did a frantic search of its archives. College, 2010. The Alpha Party. The night of the legendary tequila fountain. Dante? Sarah whispered, "Zara?" Dante grinned, his white teeth gleaming against his skin. "I thought I recognized that fire in your eyes. It's been 14 years. You haven't aged a day." Gigi's jaw hit the floor. "Wait, you know him? This him?" We had a one-night stand in college," Zara stammered, her usual composure evaporating. I barely remember him." "I would never forget you, Zara," Dante said, leaning against a ladder. "You were unforgettable. Especially the part where you tried to steal the dean's golf cart." "Professionalism," Zara barked, her face turning a shade of crimson that matched the salon's decor. "Keep it professional, Dante. I am a happily married woman. My husband is Xavier Valentine. He's on TV. He has muscles too. Different muscles, but muscles nonetheless." "Understood," Dante chuckled. "I'll get back to work." As he walked away, Gigi grabbed Zara's arm. "Happily married? Girl, you burned his Ferrari 2 days ago, and now you're telling me that man is the one who did the legendary 2010 deeds?" Chapter 3. Undercover at the Moon residence. Despite her promise of trust, Zara couldn't stop herself. By midday, she was parked 3 houses down from Serafina Moon's bungalow, wearing oversized sunglasses and a wig she'd swiped from the salon's experimental bin. "I knew it," Zara hissed to herself as she watched a woman exit the house. She waited until the woman was at the mailbox before jumping out of the car. "Aha!" Zara shouted. Serafina Moon jumped, dropping her mail. "Can I help you? Are you the lady from the HOA about the bird feeder?" "I am Zara Valentine." Zara removed her sunglasses with a flourish, though one side got caught in the wig. "I know everything. The baby, the affair, the secret meetings in the parking lot of the Whole Foods." Serafina blinked, looking Zara up and down. "Mom, I don't know who you are. And I definitely don't know an Xavier. I don't even have a baby. I have a cat named Barnaby who has irritable bowel syndrome. That is the only baby in my life." Zara paused. "No baby?" "No. And I was put up to this." "By who?" "A girl I used to be friends with. She told me to call some guy named Xavier and leave a spicy voicemail so she could get back at his wife for something about a stolen hair product recipe. I felt bad about it, so I never actually went through with the meeting. I even wrote a letter to the studio today to apologize." Zara's heart sank into her expensive loafers. Xavier had been telling the truth. The car was gone, the suits were ash, and she had just accosted a woman whose only drama was a flatulent cat. Chapter 4. Vibe Media and the Poodle Incident. Meanwhile, at Vibe Media, Xavier was trying to maintain his dignity while co-anchoring with Sterling, his business partner, and a man who possessed the personality of a caffeinated squirrel. And that's why the Aura Springs Poodles are the underdogs of the season. Sterling shouted into the camera. Because everyone loves a poodle, right, Xavier?